So in this presentation we are going to learn the term called phasor. Okay, so this topic phasor, that is related to the lesson number chapter 4, alternating current. Okay, so in the case of alternating current chapter, we have to draw the phasor diagrams to find the relationship between voltage and current. Without learning the term phasor, we are not able to learn the another term called phasor diagram. So we are not able to draw the phasor diagram without learning the phasor. First we will learn the meaning of phasor, later we will go for phasor diagram. First you should know the definition of phasor. What is a phasor? Here first you should know the basic definition of phasor. Phasor is a rotating vector. Phasor is a rotating vector. Very patiently you have to learn. Phasor is nothing but it is a rotating vector. Are you clear? Why this rotating vector is used? This rotating vector is used to represent, okay, this rotating vector is used to represent the alternating current, alternating current and voltage. Both alternating current as well as alternating voltage, both can be represented by this rotating vector. Okay, and this rotating vector, that one rotates, that one rotates because it's a rotating vector, no, that one that rotates about the origin. Okay, with respect to that origin, that way the rotating vector rotates about the origin. Are you clear? Later we are going to draw the graphs with respect to that origin, that rotating vector will rotate. In which direction that one will rotate? That one will rotate in anti-clockwise direction. That one will rotate only in anti-clockwise direction. So when it rotates, definitely that rotating vector will have some angular velocity. So what would be the angular velocity of the vector? The angular velocity of the vector will be omega. Are you clear? The angular velocity of the vector will be omega. Such rotating vector is called as, okay, such rotating vector is called as phasor. Are you clear? So this is the hint point about the term called phasor. Are you clear? You have to understand the meaning of the phasor by using these hint points. Are you clear? Make a note, very important one. Now I am going to tell you how to draw the phasor using the graph. So first you have to understand that the alternating current, the instantaneous current, alternating current can be represented by the equation I is equal to Im sin omega t. We know very well that the alternating current, instantaneous current, that one varies sinusoidally with respect to omega t. What will happen? We are able to measure the instantaneous current at different values of omega t. The value of I will be different, and Im is the peak value. Here I is called instantaneous current. This I is called as, what is this? Instantaneous alternating current. Instantaneous current. Are you clear? Why it is called instantaneous current? At different duration, the amount of current is different. What is Im? Im is called the peak value of AC. Peak value of AC is called Im. So we know all the individual meaning of the individual terms. So this is the equation that one represents the instantaneous current in the case of AC. Are you clear? So before going to draw the phasor, what we have to do now? We have to choose the line segment for the vector. The length of the line segment, its value must be, okay, Im in the case of current. Are you clear? The length of the vector line segment must be Im. So here, to represent the phasor, we have to take one line segment. The length of the line segment must be equal to Im. So the rotating vector can be represented by the arrowhead. The length of this portion can be taken as line segment. The length must be equal to how much? Im, very important one. This is in the case of current. Now I am going to tell you about the voltage. Now how to represent the instantaneous voltage in the case of AC? How to say this? V is equal to Vm sin omega t. V is equal to Vm sin omega t. What is V? V is called instantaneous voltage. Instantaneous voltage. At a different instant, the voltage value is different in the case of AC. Here Vm is called as, what is this? Peak value of voltage. Peak value of voltage in the circuit. Are you clear? So this is the equation that one represents the instantaneous voltage in the case of AC. Here, while drawing the phasor diagram for voltage, which one must be taken as the line segment? Now I will draw the line segment for the rotating vector. Now that Im and Vm both need not be same. Here the rotating vector line segment length must be equal to the peak value. Again I will explain. The line segment of the phasor in the case of current must be its peak value. The length of this portion is Im. This length of this portion should be equal to Im. Are you clear? So Im value of length must be taken. This one will represent the phasor for current. Are you clear? So which one is a phasor for voltage? This portion is called length of the line segment. That one should be taken as Vm. Are you clear? This Vm, that one gives you the length of the line segment. In both current as well as in the voltage, the peak value must be taken as the length of current and length of voltage respectively. Very, very important part. Here I will put a star mark here. How to take the length of the phasor in the case of current? The length of the line segment must be equal to Im. Length of the line segment in the case of voltage must be Vm. Very, very important one. Are you clear? So both two line segment lengths are represented here. And the angular velocity. What is angular velocity? Here omega is called angular velocity. Are you clear? So the angular velocity omega is equal to the angular frequency of the AC. Are you clear? Now I am going to draw the phasor now. Follow that. Now draw the x-axis and y-axis. Draw the x-axis and y-axis. First I will draw the y-axis. Are you clear? After drawing the y-axis, you have to draw the x-axis. Are you clear? Draw the x-axis. Are you clear? Now I am going to draw the phasor for current. Phasor for the voltage or current. For anything you can draw. In your textbook, the phasor is drawn for voltage. The phasor is drawn for voltage. The phasor diagram for V is equal to Vm sin omega t, that can be drawn here. How to draw? Now, very patiently you have to learn these concepts. Are you clear? Now, look at that. Here, I am going to draw the phasor for this equation. Are you clear? For which equation? For this equation I am going to draw. As I have told earlier, the length of the peak value, the length of the line segment must be equal to the peak value Vm. Therefore, this portion to be taken, Vm value of length of peak value must be taken. Are you clear? Now I am going to draw the Vm as the length of the line segment of the phasor. So I am going to draw the phasor for V. Are you clear? This V to be represented here. V is equal to Vm sin omega t to be represented in the form of phasor. How to choose the length of the line segment? Vm is the length of the line segment. Now I am going to draw the phasor. From the origin I have to draw. this length is equal to this length, this origin, no, this is the origin. Are you clear? The length of this portion is how much? Vm. This vector is called phasor. This rotating vector is called phasor. Why it is called rotating vector? Because this vector is rotating with respect to the origin with the angular velocity omega. This one moves in the clockwise direction. Are you clear? This vector, that one represents V. Are you clear? The length of the portion alone is called Vm. But this vector represents the instantaneous voltage V. Can you understand? We know very well that this V is equal to how much? Vm sin omega t. Now what you have to do now? We have to draw the horizontal line here. Draw the horizontal line. Are you clear? This portion is Vm. This vector represents V. V is equal to how much? Vm sin omega t. Therefore, this portion here, this length will be equal to, how much? That one represents V, no? V is equivalent to how much? V m sin omega t. Since this one represents V, this portion is equal to Vm sin omega t. Understand the concept? Okay. And this length of the portion is how much? Vm. This vector represents V. Be thorough with all those things. So I have drawn the phasor for whom? This one. For this expression V is equal to Vm sin omega t. As we have drawn for V, we can draw the phasor for whom also? For this equation I is equal to Im sin omega t. For this expression also phasor can be drawn. Are you clear? Now nearby what I am going to do? I am going to draw the sinusoidal form of the voltage. So what I have to do is clear. Nearby I am going to draw another graph. We know very well that the alternating current, that is sinusoidal in nature. Are you clear? That alternating current is sinusoidal in nature. So here I am going to draw the sinusoidal shape of the instantaneous voltage. Are you clear? Now I am going to draw the sine wave. The sine wave of whom? This is the sine wave of alternating. Here I have drawn the sinusoidal waveform of the instantaneous voltage, instantaneous alternating voltage. V is equal to Vm sin omega t, that can be represented by this sinusoidal waveform. Here in x-axis, omega t must be written. Are you clear? In x-axis, omega t must be written because V, that depends on omega t. Are you clear? For different values of omega t, V value will change. Therefore, a omega t must be taken in x-axis, V must be taken in y-axis. Instantaneous voltage can be taken as in y-axis. Now we are going to draw the projection. Now this phasor, that is to be used to calculate the instantaneous voltage here. Phasor is very much useful for finding the instantaneous voltage at any value of omega t. So what is projection? Look at that. Here I am going to draw the projection. What is projection? A line to be drawn. So clear, from the phasor. Very, very important one. Are you clear? From the phasor, what you have to do? Now we can draw the projection here. Very carefully you have to draw this. Are you clear? From the head of the vector. Now I am drawing the projection. This projection can be stopped up to this. For example, if you want to calculate the instantaneous value of EMF, the instantaneous value of voltage here, you have to stop here, and this is called as, what is this? This is the line which is called projection. Are you clear? And another one, what we have to do, this is called as vertical axis. After drawing the projection, we have to draw the vertical axis towards x-axis. Are you clear? So after drawing the projection, this line to be extended, the projection of the phasor, this is called as projection of the phasor. Are you clear? And then it cuts here, therefore we have to take one vertical axis. Here it cuts at x-axis. Here only we are able to get the instantaneous value of alternating voltage. What this value that gives at a particular value of omega t, what would be the value of voltage? This is called as instantaneous value of alternating voltage. Okay, the purpose of drawing this projection is to find out the instantaneous value of alternating voltage from here, from this point. Are you clear? I have to use some other sketch pen. Here this instantaneous, what is this? Instantaneous value of alternating voltage at a particular instant that can be obtained by the projection from the phasor, and you have to draw the vertical axis. And that particular point, what would be the instantaneous value of alternating voltage for a particular omega t can be calculated. So that is the purpose of drawing the phasor. Okay, and then another thing is we are able to find out the phase also, angle between the phasor and the axis of reference. Which one is called clear? Phase. That is very important. You clear? The angle between the phasor. Which one is phasor? Here this is called as phasor. Are you clear? And what is this? This is called x-axis. In between the phasor and x-axis, in between one angle is there. That angle is called, what is this? Omega t. That omega t that gives you, clear, what is this? Phase of the alternating voltage. That omega t is called as, what is this? Phase of the alternating voltage. Phase of the alternating voltage. Are you clear? So that is the purpose of learning the phasor. Okay, so just you recall everything, very important one. Know the basic about phasor. Later I will teach you about phasor diagram. In the case of phasor diagram, while learning phasor diagram, clear, in a single diagram, in a single graph, we have to draw various phases. Here only one phasor is there. In the case of phasor diagram, we can draw clear both. Here in the case of phasor diagram, we can draw the phasor for current as well as voltage. So if you draw the phasor for current and voltage, two phases will be there. So the relationship between the phasor of the current and phasor of the voltage both can be learnt in the case of phasor diagram. So in the case of phasor diagram, we can represent more than two phases. Understood? Okay, thank you.